The following is a KB9 OHY special presentation with the Orange County Amateur Radio Club.
Thank you to everybody that showed up tonight, and appreciate seeing everybody again. And with that, would you mind doing the honors for us tonight, Paul?
Fine. Father, thank you for the time we have to share together. Pray that you would bless our conversation this evening, anything that we might learn, benefit ourselves and others, and we just pray that we have a good time. Bless this meeting and all that are here. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, our introductions with our AI-created photo. Let's not go down that rabbit hole again this month. So I'll start it off. My name is Matt Wolf, KB9HUO, president of the club.
Patrick Cassidy, N9PRY. I'm the vice president of the club.
Going to me next? Sure. Okay, Jason Archer, treasurer, KD9VZU.
Paul Hornberger, N9JFH.
Clark, N9CWW from Corton, Indiana. Tom Denton, K9LV, Ramsey, Indiana.
Steve Cody, KB9FZQ from Orleans, Indiana.
Dave Hoddle, Alpha Bravo 9 Charlie Alpha, Salem, Indiana.
Dave Topalis, KA1TXO.
Ike Schoenfeld, Whiskey Niner, India Kilo Echo, Bexmill, Washington County.
Matt Schrader, KD9EG.
Josh Berry, KD9, JZN, Paul.
Calvin Mitchum, KE8, ICE,
Kilo Delta 9, Yankee Mike Victor, Mark from Marengo.
KF9MP, Mike from Buda, Indiana.
Sneaking in. We thought you were somebody else there for a minute, Mike. We heard the door slam. We thought, oh, all right. Well, we're going to start off with this because somebody made a mistake to send this to me today. So, Dave, I'm gonna brag on you a little bit. This is the Parks on the Air activators for CW. And number 4, in 4th place right there is Mr. Dave Hoddle, AB9CA.
In the world.
Yeah, that's the number 1 CW operator in the world for Parks on the Air. So, good job, Dave. Dave made a mistake earlier this afternoon sending that to me, and I thought, nope, we gotta have that on there. So, and luckily Jason reminded me because I was adding slides as I got here, a couple of things that I forgot, and so that I'm pretty sure last time I looked, you're number 1 for Indiana, right?
I don't know.
I think you.
I don't think they keep records by the state.
Number 1 anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
If they do, I'm not aware of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've seen you on there before, but you've got several parks that you're in the top spot on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most of the parks around here, I think, as far as.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Dave will camp out at some of these spots and run CW for. Gosh, how many contacts do you usually roll through before you?
I always try to get 1,000 when I go to a park.
So there, yeah.
And I stay there for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And it's not really that hard, it's just a matter of putting in the effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes me about 20 hours to get 1,000. I run about 50 an hour.
Yeah.
And
That's,
I mean, in round numbers.
that's a pretty good run rate,
You
though.
know, you take 20 hours spread over 5 days, you're not busting
Yeah.
your ass. You know?
No, that's true, no.
I still have time to go for hikes and break my arm and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I was not gonna bring that up, but.
The important stuff.
Since you did. We are glad to see you back after being put on the mend there, so.
What kind of power are you running?
100 watts. Yeah, when I started doing this I started when this activity first began, back about 18 or 19. And back then I was running 5 watts. And I would typically get 30 to 50 contacts in an afternoon. And I finally decided that let's take it, the driving is the same, the setting up, turning down time is the same, so why not see what I could get with a higher power? So I started running 100, and I get typically somewhere between 100 to 150 or 120, 150, something like that, most days. I mean, I have gotten as many as 300 in an afternoon, but that's exceptional, you know. And, but yeah, it's just a matter of putting in the time, putting in the effort.
123,179.
I find it interesting that the guy above him has only activated 7 parks.
Yeah.
And has 115,000 cusecs.
Well, and the guy up there that's second, that's a guy from Omaha. And he has over 100,000 contacts at one park. Wow. If you look up his, if you watch the POTA page and see when he's on, and you most of the time he's at a park right there in Omaha.
Yeah.
And
So-
I guess it's just a very short drive, and he just zips over there and just keeps making contacts.
He may not like his wife.
We don't talk about that.
But, you even being anywhere close to the top 4 or 5 or 6 in the world, that's pretty darn good, especially for CW. So good, congratulations on that. I honestly haven't looked to see. I'm sure the awards page is probably pretty well filled up. As far as is there any of them that you haven't got checked off yet?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Is there?
Well, there's so many awards there.
I know they just keep adding them in.
And
So.
there's, but one of the things I find interesting about this list is that there are no Europeans in the top. I think the first European is 8th. And I've always heard that the Europeans are big on CW, but yet I don't find them up near the top of that list.
Yeah.
I think there's one guy that's 8th and then another one that's 10th. I think there's only 2 Europeans in the top 10, but which I've always kind of puzzled over that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, I tell you what, that's definitely worth bragging on for sure. So congratulations on that. So that brings us to tonight's topic, and we'll probably be able to blow through this pretty quick. If you guys have questions, please ask, because we'll try to kind of move through this. We've got everybody's here as far as those of us that's been talking about this. So we got in. Not this weekend, but next weekend, the 27th and 28th is field day for 2026. And so, as we've talked about, I've tried to rattle this as much as I can so everybody's aware of where we're at and what we're doing. Paoli Municipal Airport, where we were at last year in Paoli, 182 West Airport Road. Now, I put on here, we talked about it, and do we want to stick with that on 9 a.m. hike? Is that, or you want to wait a little later? Or?
The question is, we'll have to see. Because the question is going to be, can those that are supplying the radios,
right,
can we have it all set up by 9 a.m.?
Yeah, well, it doesn't start till 2, so.
Oh, well. When can we start? If we're going to start at 2, when can we start setting up the radio?
We can, within the 24-hour period before. So the way the rules work, if you set up early, you can operate 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
we're not gonna need, if you set up at 2 o'clock, if you start at 2 o'clock, you can work 27 hours. But the problem is, everybody usually sets up early, so you're not gonna have a lot of stations left
Right.
over on those last 3 hours.
9 a.m.'s fine, because.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you wanted to stretch it till 11, or if you wanted to leave it at 9.
Because
Okay.
I'm gonna probably be there at 8 or 8:30 anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm an overachiever.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. It gives, I mean, and as soon as you get there, we're well within the window to go ahead and start setting up. So don't be afraid to go ahead and start pulling things out and getting.
And if anybody just wants to be a late night operator, maybe even those that are going to some of the other clubs, if you want to pop in there in the middle of the night or in the evening and run a few QSOs on one of the rigs, you're welcome to do it.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of time. So in that 24-hour period, we'll have plenty, plenty for everybody to do. I want to go ahead, everybody's probably seen this in the email. I'm just going to go ahead and play through it for those that may not have seen it. Just trying to get our bonus points for the for field day. So
join the Orange County Amateur Radio Club for ARRL Field Day 2026, June 27th and 28th at the Paoli Municipal Airport. Watch amateur radio operators communicate across the nation and around the world using portable emergency communications equipment. Learn about voice, Morse code, and digital communications. Meet local radio enthusiasts, tour operating stations, and discover how amateur radio serves communities during emergencies. Visitors, families, and friends are encouraged to attend. Talk and available on the KB9 OHY repeater 444.
What are we doing back here?
Plus, PO tone 103.5. For more information,
had to leave the important part to last.
OCARCindiana@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you at Field Day.
That burgers and dogs, yeah. So we posted that online. That's one of the, the video's not, that was me playing. But advertising it on social media is one of the things to do for bonus points this year. The other is media coverage, and Jason's.
You got my news story, my promos, and my commercial?
Yeah, Jason's got that all covered, and he's going to run that this week on the radio station, so we've got that part of it covered. So, there's been some changes. Last year, I'll start this way. Do we know what the problem was last year without you and you and you? Did anybody know what our main problem was last year at the field day site? Anybody have any idea or have it? No? We had interference between the stations. We had some issues with digital and CW bleeding over into the sideband stations and vice versa. We were really, it was probably because of a number of things. We didn't have, I don't remember us, did we have that problem at the Paoli JC Park? I don't remember having that problem there. We really didn't have that problem, but last year we had it. Since last meeting, Jason, me, Dave, and Ike went up to the airport. We set stations up again just to kind of try some things and see what it was going to do, and guess what? We had interference again. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. We've kind of narrowed it down, but we decided, I took an in-fed half wave. I think Jason's was an in-fed half wave, and Ike had his DX Commander vertical. And so there was, Dave did some, he had his tiny SA out there, spectrum analyzer, and was kind of checking everything over to make sure we wasn't going to be blowing up anybody's receivers and having any issues there, and so we did have the issue. So we really I think hyper focused probably would be the best word to use on how to fix that, so that's not an issue this year, and we can try to operate without that being an issue, and I think we've come up with some good ideas to try to take care of that the best we can. So first change we're making, instead of using the in-fed half waves, we're switching over to single band resonant wire antennas for each band to minimize that interference. The reason is those end-feds are good, and you can operate a lot of bands on it, but the problem is it becomes resonant on a lot of bands, so it's going to pick up some of those other stations transmitting. So by going to a single band, it's going to cut back on that. And the second thing is we're going to start using, or we're going to use coax stubs this year. So we're going to put these in line with feed lines between the station. We'll have the station, we'll have the antenna, and then off the side of this we'll have a stub. And I think Ike brought some. He brought some in. He had kind of cut out, but yeah, here we go. So basically, the stub will attach here on the side. And now, Dave, you may have to get the elevator pitch on this because I don't want to screw it up. But basically, this stub, say this is the 20-meter station. The stub's tuned to 40, right?
Or some other band.
Or yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
whatever band you want to trap.
Yeah, whatever one. Yeah, and so that stub will just come off the side, and then depending on what you're wanting to accomplish with that, it'll either be open or it'll be shorted on the end. So we've all kind of been between Jason and Dave and Ike, myself, Patrick. We've been talking about that, and we think that's probably going to knock it down enough that we shouldn't have, you know.
We should be careful here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because
it's not just that.
The stubs will hopefully eliminate the fake. I mean, the transmit noise comes in two versions. One is harmonics, and the other is transmit phase noise. Mm-hmm. The harmonics are very strong. The way we're set up, we are probably still going to have problems with harmonics, but those tend to be narrow band, and you can tune away from them without too much trouble.
Yeah.
If they start interfering with you, you can just move up or down the band a little bit, and they go away. Phase noise is broad band over the whole band. You can't get rid of it. So that's why we've been kind of concentrating on getting rid of the phase noise rather than the harmonics this year. And so maybe next year we might tackle the harmonics. We'll see how it works this year, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I anticipate we will still have some problems with the harmonics. Hopefully the phase noise will not be an issue.
Yeah. And the other thing is antenna placement. We're looking at, you know, how to situate the 40 and 20 meter dipoles so that we're not running parallel. We're running at 90 degrees and trying to keep those two from interacting with each other. And then the vertical, you know, how we're going to situate those that keep the vertical away. But the vertical is going to be, we're going to have the wire over here and the vertical over here. So there's going to be quite a bit of distance. I think if I measured it on Google Earth, and I'm thinking we're looking at 300 feet roughly.
I measured roughly 250.
Okay, yeah.
Round numbers.
Yeah. So we're there in the same ballpark. So that's going to help just getting some spacing out. And then I picked up some more coax this week. So the one wire that we had it coming right out of the hangar, and then the end of it was right there at the end of the hangar, and then headed north. I picked up 200 feet of RG8X, so we're going to be able to get that, at least one of those wires, 200 feet away before we get to the feed point on that. So that should also help to an extent, trying to minimize some of that stuff that we had last year. And we focused on this because, you know, that way if we can get it fixed and get it knocked down enough where it's not as big, and we'll see it on another slide here, we still had a lot of success even with the interference issues that we had. So we're looking at that real close, and we may tweak that between now and then too. And then the other thing is, and really this was the case last year, but I put on here, every station has a role, just like in an emergency. Everybody's got, you know, a station that they've got a role for that. Oh, and this is an article that I pulled up, and this was from the November 2004 QST. I pulled it out of the archives at the QRZ archives on the ARRL website, and this was actually for switch stubs, so a stub with a switch on the end to change it from open to close. It's just the plans for that, but as far as the station layout, this is not set in stone, nor do we want to, you know, think of it as this. But we've got our single sideband station, Station 1, and you know, pretty much what its role is going to be. Station 2 is going to be the CW and digital station. So FD8, FT4, CW, WinLink, Ready. All that stuff's on Station 2, which I think is going to be Ike. Is that going to be kind of what you're going to run?
Well, yeah, but we're also, the station assignments are going to be based on which bands are going to be operated, because we're going to be having, you know, we're going to have a 40-meter antenna, we're going to have a 20-meter antenna, and then we're going to have an 80/15. So whatever station is going to be operating will probably have to move to the antenna placement.
Yeah.
But that said, for the modes, you know, there's nothing saying that we can't be running CW on 2 radios on 2 different bands, you know.
Yeah.
And we may very well do that. The whole idea of field day is to take what you can, and make it work, right? That's what field day fun is all about.
Yeah.
Make it work, right? But this is a guide.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, exactly. This is just, and this isn't set in stone, like I said. So get Station 1, Station 2, and this station, that's the one I've got up here, phone CW digital. It can go any way that we need it to based on the conditions. I mean, if the band dies, if we get a solar storm again like we had last year and things just, you know, completely fade out, that may become a digital or CW station. Everybody's going to have, or every station's going to have a book with paper inside. So I've made one for all 3 that's got each of these on it, and basically that's just the breakdown of what each of these look like. On the inside, well, of course it's not that one, it's this one here, I think it's got it. So when you open it up, if you're writing something down, it's got call sign phonetically, and then the 3 Alpha Indiana. Last year we ran 4 Alpha, which is 4 stations on alternative power with generator, battery, solar. So that worked during the day, but then we got in the evening and didn't really have any operators to operate 4 radios. So we thought, well, why just do it half the time if we can get 3 on and keep 3 going all the way through by just shifting operators in and out. That's probably going to work better as far as longevity through the evening, having enough operators to keep all of them on the air. I'll say what I was getting ready to say here for the next slide. That's the CW digital. And then, I threw this one, let's keep going. There we go. I also threw this in case we decided we wanted to do 4 stations. We have to make this decision ahead of time because we got to figure out the antenna placement. We got to figure out everything. If we were to do that, there'd be a sideband CW digital, especially. Let's get on the air station. I threw that in there, and I put it when I put the information in with the ARRL on the location finder. I put that station in as us having one, and then I started looking around, and nobody else around us is putting one on the air. I'm thinking about emailing them and just telling them to take that off and foregoing that 100-point bonus, you know. And I think we can make that up on the QSOs, to be honest.
How long does that station have to run, though?
It just has to be set up to get the points. If somebody operates it that meets the criteria, then that's 5 points per QSO, but it's on a different call sign. It can't run on this call sign, it's separate, it's on a separate call sign, it's on a separate, everything's separated for that station. But each QSO is 5 points.
Does that 5 points come to us, or is that
Yeah,
5 points?
yeah,
Okay,
it'll
okay.
go, yeah, it'll go to us.
The
but-
club.
But,
I
but
think the only thing that we used on it last year was the scouts, is that right?
yes, yeah.
For the 2 scouts that came and visited, they did it, and that
Yep.
was it.
And
while I was there.
they didn't even make a QSO on it.
No, they tried, but.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
so,
dead.
so my gut's telling me not to worry about it. But I'd be interested in some input from the group as far as that goes.
I mean, I think the go-to station is for those stations that have surplus operators.
Yes, yeah, there's some, they've put some criteria in it now. In order to operate that station, you have to have had your license, or received your license between last year's field day and this year's field day, or you haven't operated, on HF, I think, for an extended period of time. They've actually put.
It's a
Yeah,
page.
it's
page and a
pretty, yeah,
half.
it's about a page worth of stuff that as far as what they're looking for. So it says here, new or inactive hams, youth operators, visitors or non-licensed under supervision is what's on there. And that stuff's been pulled from the rules, so, but there's a lot more to it.
Does the go-to station have to be completely independent? Could you use Ike's antenna as a go-to station with a separate transmitter?
I read it to be, it had to be completely
Yeah,
separate.
I think
complete
it has
different
to
call
be-
sign, complete different rig,
Yeah, I
complete
mean,
different
I
engine.
understand, even when they're
Yeah.
running, it would be a separate call sign, but,
Mhm.
I mean, does the hardware have to be unique? Does it
I
have to
think
be
so.
attached
That's
to
what
that
I read.
station?
Yeah,
That's the way
it
I
has to be a
understand it.
separate
The way it's
station.
worded, that's the way it's,
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
That's
It
how I
has-
understood it.
Yeah, it has to be.
Lawyers in the room?
Right, yeah. But I was looking at it from, we didn't use it last year. I mean, other than just for, the 2 scouts getting their merit badges, it didn't get used. It sat there
Yep.
unused the whole 24-hour period. But some of that, like I said, had to do with the conditions last year.
I say we forego.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. We can make that adjustment.
I'm like you, I punched around on the map and no one else.
Nobody else is. I checked Patoka Valley, WNIQ, Tri-County. I don't think anybody was signed up to use that station. We were the only ones around that were doing that. And I thought, well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. So I wanted to kind of poll the group before I didn't want to just arbitrarily just jump in and do that. So.
You're the president.
Huh? All right, yeah, but I like to give everybody a choice on that, so I don't want to I don't like to pull the rug out and somebody, be upset if they were wanting to come in and use it, so. But we'll let you on any of the other stations. So, that brings us to this.
So before, I had a question for you, so.
Yep.
But not necessarily on that. I read where you could, it doesn't give you any points, but you could also have
Yes.
VHF and UHF station. Is that something we want to,
VHF and UHF stations.
since you're gonna have talk around going, do you want to set one up? I mean, it won't take much, it's just mag mount
It's
antenna
free.
stuck to the building.
Yeah, it's free. I mean, if we want to do it, it's free. So we can do it with or without. I mean, as long as we, if we make contacts on 5.2 or 5.8 simplex or whatever, if we go out.
Yeah, you can't go through a repeater.
No. But I mean, if we go on national calling frequency.
Because we did points last year on simplex, right?
I think so.
When
Yeah.
Rick and I both left, we
Yep.
both
Yep.
called in as we left the property.
Yep.
Does
You were
anybody
right.
have a all-mode VHF radio?
I don't know if we do or not. And 6 meters has been open, so 6 would be, that would be included on the VHF side. So we could, if we had an opening on 6, we could run digital or run voice on that, and it's a freebie. So we can do that on any of the HF radios. Yes, sir.
So to get back to the go-to station?
Yes, sir.
I'm just reading the rules here.
Uh-huh.
There is no requirement about the hardware.
Is there not?
No.
Okay,
There's
okay.
only about the call sign, and
Okay.
the operator criteria and the call sign. So
Okay.
if you wanted to run, like, if you wanted to run Ike's antenna with the station and have that be a go-to, that would be legal.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. According to the rules, I got it right here.
Okay,
But
good.
if we have 3 stations become 3A,
Yeah.
and we take one of them down, when we then become 2A and a go-to?
Well, right, temporarily,
Well, if
it's-
at any point during the weekend, you have 3 stations on the air.
Yeah.
You are a 3A.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't care if you later have 1 station on the air, you're still a 3A.
Yeah.
It's the maximum number of
Yes.
simultaneously operated stations.
Correct. Got
That's it, yep.
But
So
the
if
VHF doesn't count and the GOTA doesn't count.
GOTA doesn't count, VHF doesn't count.
So you
Yeah,
can have
so-
5 on,
Oh, sure, yeah.
but still be 3.
It'll still be
But,
3A, yeah, those 2 are freebies and don't count towards
Right,
the,
right.
towards that multiplier, so. You know, so that,
I'm not saying we're gonna have that many people, but
right, it comes, we had quite a few show up last year, it was, you know, not everybody operated, but they came and hung out.
Burgers and hot dogs, right?
Yeah, and that's, I'm happy, if you guys don't wanna operate, but you wanna come up and join us, please.
Are there chips?
We'll put you on the air, huh?
Are there chips?
There's gonna be chips. I got you.
where are we gonna get those at?
I know a guy.
Wait a minute, I stand corrected.
What,
No, you said-
I stand corrected. There's a general rule that a transmitter receiver used to contact one or more field-based stations may not be subsequently used under any other call sign. So
Okay.
there is a hardware,
Okay.
it's not under the GOTA rules, interestingly.
Okay.
It's just under the general rules.
Okay.
So that throws out, so you have to use a completely separate station based
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to use a separate antenna. It says transmitter, receiver, transceiver. So you could actually just use another radio.
You have to have a different radio.
An Ike's antenna.
Just unhook Ike's antenna and.
Oh, here we go while you're in it.
We do need to.
Ike, take 10 and I'm gonna put somebody on the air for 5 points.
Yep.
Okay, so good, well, we can, you know,
If anybody wants to do that.
yeah. Okay, well, we can go either way
That
on that,
wouldn't
so.
require any real extra setup.
No,
Just having
Extra
another,
radio
just having
setup.
another radio.
yeah, so, okay. All right, off to the next one. I don't remember what the next one is, so, oh yeah, field day scores. So this is our 2024 score, 1,516 points. 2025, we had 2,232. That surprised me because I didn't realize we'd had that many more last year. I was thinking we had scored less, but we'd actually scored more, so. But we were running for majority of the daytime hours, so.
We give all the credit to Bill.
That's
and
right,
Dave
yeah.
on the CW.
The CWQ, so, I mean,
And keep in mind that I made 100 contacts from the house, once I got back to the house that night.
okay, that was added into,
Yeah, that throws, because I listed the club
okay,
on my submission form.
okay.
So
Yeah,
so that
and-
got thrown in too.
Yeah, so yeah, that's another thing too. If you do operate from home and you want to add yours in, we'll get you the information as far as how we're going. It has to be where this Orange County, Indiana ARC, it's got to match what we do. Because Tom and I had, on the Indiana QSO party, had put ours in both under the club, just like this, Orange County ARC, but it didn't count because the rules for the Indiana QSO party said we had to put Orange County, actually spell it out, Orange County Amateur Radio Club, and so they kicked it out because we had it abbreviated, so, but that's, hey, and we wouldn't have been last, even though I only made 17 QSOs on that, we still wouldn't have been at the bottom of the barrel, so, actually, I think we would have been 2 or 3 up from the bottom, even like that, so, but anyway, so, and of course, the important part, food. I think how much of this do we already have knocked off? So the burgers and hot dogs, we have that taken care of?
I'm doing hot dogs, you're doing
I'm
burgers.
doing burgers, okay.
I'm doing hot dog buns, you're
Okay.
doing burger buns is what I thought you said.
Yeah, I'll take care of those.
And that was, I think, everything else is up for grabs.
Yeah, so condiments, ketchup, mustard, relish, and then, lettuce, tomato, whatever else you want for your burgers, if anybody wants to bring those along. I know we're gonna have water and coffee there.
Yeah, Ike's got that.
Ike's got, Yeah, Ike's got that. So if you prefer a soft drink, bring your favorite soft drink, and then paper plates, napkins, stuff like that. If anybody's interested.
I can get the condiments and paper plates and stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, we're good on the food then. This is going to go a lot quicker than I thought. So, all right.
You want,
Yes,
just
sir.
wonder, you want me to bring some gallon of lemonade?
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you're gonna need my generator?
I'm glad you said that.
I have a generator. It
Okay.
is much louder than Bill's.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I mean,
if you,
it's probably
if you
more
want,
watts,
if you want to
but
bring that bill, we would. Yeah.
the neighbors would probably appreciate Bill's
Yeah.
generator.
The neighbors was right.
Last year, we ran that.
Yes, we did.
Right by the neighbors.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. Yeah. Yeah.
So we may want to rethink that one.
Yeah, Bill, if you're okay with us using it, that'd be great.
Is it an inverter generator?
Yeah, a little Honda inverter.
Is it an inverter?
Yeah, it was there.
Mine is not.
Well, I don't have one either, that's why.
Well, I mean, I'm
Mine's
just
just big
wondering,
old-
if it's electrically quiet, you could run the cord over by your antenna.
Yeah.
Run it out the other side of the building.
Yeah.
And get away from the neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those little,
Yeah. Little fountain.
Put it right in front of that gate to keep people from going in and out of that
There you
gate.
go. No, they'd come in and steal the generator.
Well, they have to have the code to the door. Then they have to have the code to the door, so that brings up the next problem. Because that's what I ran into last year. Gate was unlocked, and I'm sitting there punching the code in the door and not having any luck, so. All right, well, I guess we got the important part taken care of. Now, we're going to talk about software. That's the other change we're making this year, and
hopefully this is the big change for the better.
this is a big change for the better. So last year, one of the problems that we had was setting up the LAN. I think it was a problem the last 2 years, if I
Yeah,
remember
it
right.
has been.
Yeah, every year we had a
Every year
problem
it's always
setting
like-
up the local area network for
It's not so much, that you said the network is
Yeah, the
there,
network
it's stable.
works.
Yeah.
It's getting all of the Windows computers to mesh together to see the network and to
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
they'll see
Each
the
other,
network,
each
but they
other.
won't see the other computers.
Yes.
You know, Windows, I'm an IT guy, and Windows and has its own firewall, and you have your antivirus program that creates the firewall. And then seeing those hotspots and getting through to the station, and we had set up to pull in the N3 FTP.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
No.
And
I was gonna say,
I'm
I
an
think-
IT guy. and I-
Yeah.
There's-
Ike and I worked like an hour on it last year at the very start. He
Yeah.
was pulling our hair out.
And there was,
And after every Windows update, it all changes again too, doesn't it? Yeah.
and so I've been hearing a lot of horror stories, especially from last year. For some reason, there were issues with the main computer that was taking all the data in would just stop working, and then they lost all the data that was coming in off of all the other computers was just, it was going in, it was going, they would hit
It's going
enter.
nowhere.
And it was gone. So this year, we're gonna switch to the World Radio League software. We've talked about this before, but they put a lot of work in. They've got an actual desktop app that's available now to use on the computers, and they've focused a lot on field day. I think that was one of their big things, was to get everything ready for field day. So all the computers, there's Wi-Fi at the airport in the building. So all the computers there will just connect to the Wi-Fi in the building, and then sign into the KB90HY club account. The logbook's already set up. I've got it started, so as you can see right here, that's it. All you gotta do is start it up, log in, hit that button, and there you go. Everything's ready to go. Cat control is right here if you wanna set the cat control.
Well, you'll need, each new operator, if they take over a
Yes,
station, will need to change their.
Yeah, that's where I was ahead with that. If you're gonna sit down, so for example, when you come in, you're gonna come up, now I've got Bill's call sign in there, because I was playing around with it, just testing it out. So the station call sign's down here. That does not change, it stays KB90HY through the whole event. So say Bill's working CW, and he decides he needs to take a break, and Dave's gonna sit down. So Dave I'll go back out. So right here, where it says KB90HY, you just click on that, and it brings up that screen, and Then you go AB9CA and hit save. You're ready to go. And it will track your individual, not only the group score, but what you do individually as we go. So it'll actually give us a breakdown of not only the individual operators, but the group as a whole. And we can set up on the TV, I'm going to try to get another, I got an extra laptop sitting at home not doing anything. If I can get it to work halfway decent where I can do this, I'm going to hook it up to the TV inside of the airport lounge, at least during the daylight hours. And we'll bring, we can set up the map. It'll have a interactive map there so that, if I can get it to, it's not going to let me do it. But yeah, it'll map the QSOs as we make them.
Bring up one of the map, one of your other tests.
Yeah, let me bring up, see if I've got, this isn't my personal one, so I don't have, I just have the snow reports in here that I did, but that'll work. These are all close by, so it won't, so see, it'll log the contacts there as we go, and we can blow it up and make it full screen, so you can see worldwide, the QSOs that are coming in and out. And then the stats there, it'll also have the stats. So if you can see that total QSO count there in the top left corner, operating time, total operating time in the top right corner, overall QSO rate, how many QSOs per hour, and then the fastest QSO rate, how much we were generating at the fastest point of the night. Your longest contact, where it was at, average distance on all the contacts, top bands, top modes, number of DX contacts, and then the state breakdown here. And I kind of wonder if they're not going to do another update and drop in the field day sections on that. Yeah, and then this other nice little the bonuses. So all the bonuses for field day, so media publicity, public location, public information table, all the stuff that you're doing, you can keep track of it right here on the, as you're doing it. So if we somebody copies the W1AW bulletin, then we can go ahead and check that off the list. And here at the top, it'll tell you how many points you're getting, how many bonuses you completed, and the percentage of the bonuses you completed. So everything that we kind of, somebody had to track the bonuses, some in the points, and all. This is doing the whole thing.
Then that'll spit out a Cabrio file.
Yep, it'll, or I think, yeah.
ADEF, isn't it?
ADEF.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's at which one. I think.
Right.
I'm sure it uses ADEF.
I think ARRL uses ADEF, but I don't remember for field day. I'll have to look and see. But it does both. So, but we can also, just to give you an idea, here we go. So it'll show you the number amount. You can bring up the, how many operators we've had, how many QSOs, who's the top operator, and it'll rank everybody.
Is it a smooth operator?
You're right. Well, it depends. Depends on the day. But that's
Slowly smooth and smooth as fast. So.
but that'll give us that'll give us something to if somebody new comes in, we can kind of show them what's going on before they kind of go out and see the stations.
I also like those two buttons at the top.
Oh yes, oh yeah, band conditions. So if you want to click on it, there's the band conditions to show you that, and also there's the band plan just in case you need it. But we'll be operating under extra class as long as we have somebody that's an extra class on hand. So pretty well. If you just in case you need to know where the edges are at, that's right there on it. Plus we got the UTC time, and that's Zulu time there on the right side, and right beside it's local time. So we have both of those. Let's see. That was also, go back to the profile, that's not it. I have to go back to the website for what I was gonna show. No, I don't. Maybe I do.
How long did it take you to set all that up?
Oh, that? It didn't take any
Minutes.
time at all.
Minutes.
It really didn't. I just plugged the call sign in. I've got to plug in the coordinates or the grid square for the airport. That's the only thing I haven't done. I'll have that done before field day. So all we have to do on field day, connect to the open Wi-Fi at the airport, log into the KV90HY account, and
Your,
click on that.
your exchange is still missing too.
I think it is, that's the,
Down at the bottom, right under log contact. Did you fill that out?
I think I filled that out. Let me look at it and see though. Nope. Probably because we
Haven't
haven't
decided yet, yeah.
Yeah, so there's three, class 3. Nope.
Yeah, 3A.
3A, oh, never mind, I see what's going on. Yeah, 3A in Indiana. I'm moving slow today. So there it is, yeah, so now we're set up on that, 3A Indiana. It's locked in. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It'll be set up from this point on.
Do we have to download the app on our
Yes.
computer? Okay.
Yeah. Now you can, now that I have it set up.
If you want to run cat control.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
If you're not running cat control, you can log on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that no.
And if you're gonna be operating it, would prefer not to install the software on your computer.
Yeah.
I will probably have a spare laptop.
Okay.
That could be used. And also, if you're just adamant that you don't want to use this.
If you'd rather use the paper, that's
we-
why.
We would rather have your participation
Yes.
than split hairs over this.
That's what this, that's what this is for.
Yeah.
You've got the paper right there. If you'd rather log with pen and paper, it's there.
Whatever method
Yep.
we want, like I said, we would rather have your butt in a chair, worm in a chair, and for you not be there because you don't like that world radio thing.
Yeah.
So I realize if you're gonna use it as a group, everybody needs to be logged into the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right.
If you're solo or where you don't have any Wi-Fi,
It
can you
will-
go ahead and use that
It
on your
will,
computer?
it
It'll
will
record?
log everything locally until it gets
Okay, so it's not
if-
on a cloud?
If the Wi-Fi dies at the airport for some unknown reason, if it just happens to go out, it continues to log locally on the computer. When it regains the connection, it syncs back up to, you'll see down in the bottom right-hand corner where it says
Syncing
syncing.
now.
It's, it'll sync as soon as it finds the connection again.
Probably
It
wouldn't.
caches the upload until the connection gets made.
It probably wouldn't check for dupes.
It will,
That-
yes.
Well, yep.
No,
Well,
I mean, if the Wi-Fi cracks.
Oh, right.
If the Wi-Fi goes down, it wouldn't, maybe
You
it
still
will,
have-
maybe it will when you
Yeah.
reconnect.
When
now,
you
but-
reconnect,
Okay.
and if there is a dupe, you would still have to
Yeah.
reconcile.
Okay.
So when you get it back home, can you create the file that you need to send to ARRL
Yep.
and not be
Yep.
online?
Yep. It's right there.
When you say not be online,
Will it create it and then I can send it in
Yeah.
via something else?
It'll create the ADIF or the Cabrillo file, whichever one that
So,
depends.
yes,
Okay.
because,
I
Yeah.
need to send to ARRL as a Cabrillo file and
Yeah.
a summary sheet.
yeah, and it's, Rick and I both gave it a test run for Winterfield Day, operating from our homes, as independent, on our own call signs, not the club sign. We have both submitted our individual logs as the club, and it was super easy. And that was before the app, that was just on the website.
Yeah. So,
So, yeah, it will make the file, spit it out, and combine them and put it
I
on
think
the
what
other.
Mark's wanting to know is, if you don't have internet,
Yeah, it'll still spit it out.
you can do everything
Yep.
local and then email it.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it is a standalone program, it doesn't
The-
have
the-
to,
The desktop app is.
okay, it doesn't have to dump everything to
Yep,
the
it-
cloud.
yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it will stand alone on its own. Now, the phone version, the tablet version all that stuff that's going off the app, it's going back and forth through the internet, doing it that way. So, yeah, you'd have, but they got 2 or 3 different versions. And like for you guys, if you're gonna run, are you guys running digital down there at all? Are you doing anything?
I won't be running.
Huh?
I won't.
You won't be, but I wasn't sure if you were going, if you.
I don't think we are.
I was gonna say, I use this for the ARRL digital contest. I worked some of that, and the International Digital Contest, and I hooked my Yaesu 710 up to just, they have a standalone cat control program. So the cat control program by itself works between WSJTX and the cat control. It does the logging right there on the cat control program. So the cat control logs everything and just syncs it up. And it's the same, similar thing, except you don't have to touch anything. It's all working between the FT8 program and the cat control program. And it worked flawlessly. Like I said, I just pulled the file off there, went to the ARRL website, uploaded it. Everything worked fine.
For FT8, yes, but
yes.
For FLDigi, I'm not seeing anything yet on making that seamless. However, there is a way. Through WSJT, or excuse me, if you're doing FLDigi and you would normally use grid tracker.
Yep.
And then log to N3FJP.
Yep. Yeah.
Then WRL will sync with the N3FJP.
Yep.
And upload it as that way.
Yep.
But as far as directly connecting FLDigi to World Radio League, I have not
Have you not tried it yet?
success yet.
Okay.
So from the web page, I've got the web page and I've got an account made on
Yeah.
that URL. So, but I need to download something from there onto my laptop, correct?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
That's the desktop application.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look for that.
If you go to the
Here, I'll show you.
website,
Yeah.
you go to World Radio League website,
Yeah,
you can download that application, the desktop app on your computer.
okay,
And then it will cache if there's no connection.
right. All I've been is I've been on the website and of course got that URL saved,
Yeah.
got an account, but I didn't download it, but I'll do that.
And then while you're at it,
Here's a screen.
even if you don't do the digital mode, if you use the cat control for your logging, it will already know what frequency you're on, because the cat control will be linking to your radio, to your USB, to your rig, and so as you're logging on the desktop app, it will automatically know what mode you're in and what frequency you're on. So there's a lot of benefit to using cat, in my opinion.
It saves having to type all that in every time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just already there.
This is one of the other things. This is on the online portion. This is what I was looking for before, but this is what they call Shack View or something like that. This is what I was trying to find. You have to be on the online portion of it. This is the Lewis and Clark Trail on the Air Special event, and it shows you how much time's left in it, how many viewers, how many contacts logged. It'll show you who's in what place as far as other people that are using World Radio League to log. Like I said, this is Lewis and Clark on the trail, but they'll do it for. You can kind of see
That's fine.
where you rank compared to everybody else. So it's kind of a neat thing.
Tom, are you guys doing that?
Yeah, Clark County. What do you mean?
The
trail? I'm doing it with the Clark County Club, yeah.
Are you?
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but this is the main for that, for Shack console is what they call it, and so you can edit the layout of it and see. It's showing. Yeah, I can get my. I can't get my pointer on it, but it'll show where you're located at and show some of the other stations, solar data, UTC clock, local clock, all the usual stuff, and then once that becomes active, it'll show up down here on the live contest, so you can bring up the field day one and have that up on the screen for people to look at and see, what's going on. But when you get on here, Mark, if you look at, right down here, right below the trophy is what they call integrations. And if you bring that up, then it's got, the first one on here is the desktop app. So, and like I said, if you're going to use got the mobile app, and then where it says WRL integrations, that's the cat control app standalone in case you want to use it for digital. That's where that's located at. So, but you can also get Logbook of the World, QRZ, it's got N3FJP, N1MM, all the stuff you need is right there for that. So, just in case you guys, if you're interested in using that, that's where you'll find it. Let's see here, let me go back to logbooks if I can, there we go. ARRL Field Day. See, that's going to worldradialeague.com, logged into the club website, everything's still the same. The only difference is no cat control. So if you don't mind typing in the frequency and the band and all that stuff, you can still operate that way if you need to. Or if you're locked down on one frequency, you just have to put the frequency band in mode one time and then just start logging. So
that runs through your browser?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Or your phone or tablet. Yep. Just whichever way you want to do that. But it makes it nice. And then I'm going to go back to contest, because ARRL Field Day is not a contest, but you find it under the contest, and the points are in the contest section of QSD. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. And but if you go in here and look at viewing it, it shows you 8 days, 17 hours, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds. So that's how much time you've got. But if you look at the map, this is the cool part. These are, and we'll have to bring it up a little bit. These are, that's everybody who has basically signed up to use World Radio League for Field Day as of right now, worldwide. So as you zoom in, it'll start to kind of bring that up and show everybody here. So what do we got there? Oh, there we are. So there's our stuff. There's Jason. Jason's logged into it, checking it out and testing it. So you can go in here and you can click on it and view the statistics for our club. If say Tri-County's using it, we could bring them up on the map and do the same thing. The rules are on here.
Can we borrow some of their Kizos?
They probably would frown on that, I would say. But the statistics are on here too, so you can bring up the statistics by band, mode, and QSOs by hour. So there's some stats on there too that we can watch if we want to. If we're not operating, bring it up on TV and just take a look and watch what's going on. So anyway, so that's kind of the 1,000-foot view of that, but it's the setup part of it's already done. It's ready to go. All we got to do is log in and go. There's no setting up a LAN. There's no setting up anything as far as at the site other than just logging into the free Wi-Fi in the building. So, any questions? Nope. All right. Well,
I got one.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The airport good with all this, I guess?
Yes.
You've contacted them,
Yep.
got everything
Yep.
okay?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty important, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, we talked to them. We had went up there the Monday, it was the Monday right after the meeting, and then met with them, and then they had a meeting that following Wednesday, board meeting.
Van said he's gonna try to make it, and while on that topic, do we know of any elected officials within Orange County?
Matter of fact, I was gonna ask, I could ask Dave Henderson, Sheriff Dave Henderson, or one of our county commissioners.
Coroner lives right by the airport. Benji lives right in front of the airport.
Oh, Benji does?
It'd be I mean, if we have more than one, it's okay.
Yeah.
We just want to have, we want to get at least one for the points, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's part of it to have, we've had somebody there in the past and,
I'll go down there and drag Benji.
that works, yeah.
He's like right across the fence.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Which house, the house behind or the one off to the side?
He lives on 37,
Okay,
but it's one of the houses that's way back up off the road.
Gotcha.
So it's like almost to the fence.
oh, okay, I bet I know which one, it's probably the one by where we were setting up the antenna the other day, it's probably
Now,
that.
what three-story barn?
No,
The one next to
A
it.
little
is
bit, further down the
Yeah, that's the
road.
one.
Amazing building.
I wonder who had it, because that was, it was, you had that one, and then you had this nice yard. and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, I think that's
But
Benji's
that's
there,
Benji.
So do we have, not to, are we done with half of the month?
I'm done with that,
Okay.
yeah.
So Patrick is an EMT.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm not an EMT
He's
anymore.
he's
I am an RN.
Yes, but I mean, we could say he's the safety.
Congratulations, you're the safety.
I'm the safety officer on the fire department, so I have a badge that says safety officer on it.
Bring that. I want a picture of that. Well, if you noticed in the video, Patrick's operating, and we'll talk about that video in a minute, but there's a fire extinguisher sitting right in front of me. I thought, so, yep, that's perfect, perfect fit. So, yeah, I'd already planned on, congratulations, you're the safety officer again this year. But, yeah, you got the badge to go with it,
Got the
so
badge to go with it.
we'll run with that. I think, without breaking out the rules, I could go back into,
Please don't.
as I say, I can go back into World Radio League and look at it, but they've got that all listed out. There's two or three positions that's there, and I think one of the safety officer's one, and another one's the basically go between or whatever
Whatever public relations.
yeah, something like that, and there's a couple others. I'm not worried about that, but other than the safety person, yeah, we've had that every year, so I think that's an important one to have, because he knows how to use the fire extinguisher if we set something on fire. But do we have any other questions? Anything else I haven't covered or need to cover, or anybody? Nothing? All right. Well, in that case, that's pretty much it on field day. Do we have any other field day questions overall? Is there anything else that you guys want to know? Or our plan's to be up there all 24 hours, so the 27th through the 28th. We can sleep in there on the couch, there in that hangar, in the main area there beside the hangar.
I'm bringing an army cot.
He's bringing an RV cot, so there you go. There's restrooms in there, obviously, so air conditioning. So I mean, we've got.
Shower.
Huh?
Have a shower.
Is there a shower in there?
Yep.
I missed that. So yeah, so there's plenty to do. There's two vehicles in the hangar. That's the other thing. We got to move that SUV out before we start. They keep a vehicle on site for the pilots.
On the last year, for those of you that came last year, they had the tarmac all tore up, and so it was kind of a free for all. It was where everybody parked, everything. Everybody went in the gravel gate and then came back around. Can't do that now. So unless you're supplying gear and you're part of the committee, you're going to need to be parking in the other area.
Yeah.
Because
or down at the side.
There's a chance that they will be taxiing planes going off the runway back into the adjacent hangar. So we aren't going to be able to be parking wherever we want now.
Yeah, I think kind of the way we have to keep the lanes open as far as the taxiway coming in. If they have to turn a plane around, we don't want to have a wire in the way. So
so to the point of it all, though, it is an airport. Be mindful of prop wash.
Yep.
You have planes coming through there, and your stuff isn't moored down.
Yep.
It's going to fly.
Yep.
It's going to go.
Yep, so that was the only big change from last year. All the green space that's there and all the grassy area, we've got free reign of that. As far as, and the field day rules, we just have to be within a 1,000-foot circle. If you're at the end of that 1,000-foot circle, you're a good 20 or 30 feet in the woods. So it's, we're pretty well set up as far as being able to do that. But the day we were up there, they were a little more active than what they had been. They had a couple of planes come in and fuel up and was going out. But he said that there's at times there's people flying in. They may come in, grab the SUV, run to town, go to Walmart, go grab something to eat in town,
I
and
get a
come
chance, I
back.
may be going up in an ultralight.
That's true. Yeah. I might maybe doing some aeronautical mobile for us from the plane.
So elevation doesn't matter as long as you're within the 1,000-foot circle?
I believe so.
That's right. That's right. Hey, there you go. He just needs to be outside the 1,000-foot circle to make a contact back into us. Yeah, technically you're mobile, so that would be one. Well, I have to look and see what that is. One Bravo, maybe.
If you participate, I haven't read the rules lately, but
Yeah.
if you participate with a club, you're not allowed to make a contact from outside also to that club, are you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
That's what I thought.
No, I was tongue in cheek when I said
Yeah,
that.
okay, all right.
But he could with his call sign in the air, he could contact W9QYQ or W9GUS if they use that. I'm not sure which call sign they're going to use for field day.
Everybody hits you guys, but not that be a stretch.
But yeah, he could take an HT up if he could hear, and make a QSO or two on 5.2 simplex probably, and
If we would be listening.
yeah, if anybody was listening, that'd be the key. That'd be the but and that would be that would be legal. He just couldn't contact back to us because it's
Right.
because he's on the log for us. The other thing, and Dave, I might let you, Ike, and Bill kind of know on this. One of the bonuses that's out there is copying the W1AW bulletin.
Mhm.
That starts on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it starts early. It starts before field day begins. So if you want to copy that bulletin,
They're gonna be on the Olivia or Riddy or something?
I think CW.
They always send it CW on Friday night and Saturday morning, and they also send it digital Friday night. I don't know about Saturday morning. And they usually send it PSK and RTTY. I don't think they send it MFSK 16 usually.
Yeah, they usually put that. I haven't looked at that part to see in the rules where and when, and we can look at it. But I thought if it's CW and you guys were interested in trying to copy that down, that gets us bonus points as far as copying that message. So have at it if you want to. Satellite contact, if anybody wants to make a satellite contact with a space station pass or a satellite pass, if you've got the stuff to do it and want to bring it and make the attempt, that's more bonus points if we want to try it. But I figure we'll have our hands full with everything else. We may not want to try that. That's going to be quite, maybe quite the endeavor, but you never know. I don't know. I haven't looked at it to see how much a pass would be, as far as coming over and trying to.
I think they'd be really busy.
I
for
think so
field
too.
day.
I think everybody and their brother's gonna be trying to get that. So.
Do you remember what frequency that's on 80? Is it 3520?
What's that?
The
bulletin?
bulletin?
Yeah, the bullet, AR, W1AW.
Do you have that
It's
up?
on 35.815. 3.5815. CW digital 35.975 on 80. But it's also on 14.075 on CW and 14.095 on digital. And that, on all the bands, they cover the waterfront. And it's on Friday night at Eastern time at 8 CW, 9 digital, 9:45 phone, and again 11 o'clock CW, and then Saturday morning They do it Saturday morning and Sunday.
Okay.
CW10, phone 11, CW8 PM, digital 9 PM, phone 9:45, and Sunday morning 10 AM, CW 11 AM, phone, and 12 noon, no, it says 12 PM. I don't think that's correct, but maybe, digital.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the field day packet.
Yeah, so several opportunities there if you guys want to try that. You want me to say, he's looking at the field day rules. You want me to take a screenshot of it and email that to you, Bill?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll get that done.
just be sure you got the right email.
Yeah, right. I sent it to both today, just for the record. I make sure I get it right, because I've got them both, so I just always just add them to both when I do that, so make sure that way you get it, so.
Just remember, the short one is the right one.
The short one's the right one, WGW then. Okay. That's my problem, is I can never remember which one's the right one, so the short one's the right one. I'll remember that. That's an easy way for me to keep that straight, so. All right. Anything else? We got anything else on that? I knew that was,
No.
yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah, Tri-County Club will be running field day from Sycamore Springs.
Okay,
Call sign KC9OLF.
okay,
I remember it this time. He
Okay.
reminded me on the way over.
well, I wrote that down the other night on the net, because I wanted to kind of get an idea who was, KC9 OLF, I'm gonna put that in here so we hear you guys on. We'll listen up for each other. You guys
Yeah.
know what we're running, so. And then, yeah, like I said, I don't know what Bedford's running, if they'll run the W9QIQ or if they'll run, what is it, N9GUS?
They have GUS, but I don't know what.
Yeah,
Does it show up on the map?
I didn't look that close, to be honest. Didn't look and see. I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
I don't think I saw one there.
I saw Tri-County was on the map now, but
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, because you can, I was thinking of this map here. I wasn't thinking about the ARRL map, so.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, this one here. Let's see
Where it's at.
Field day locator.
Field day
There you go.
locator, right there. And wait for it to load, because it doesn't like us on this Wi-Fi. I'm curious to see if they changed, I had to make an update. For some reason, it auto-populates the information when I selected it on there. Now, it's gonna be goofy with us tonight, it's probably, yeah.
And I have an article here that says Patoka Valley Club will be in Ferdinand at, I think it said 18th Street Park. Now I can't find it. Yeah, 18th Street Park in Ferdinand. And I'm not sure what their call sign is.
I'll look and
It's
see.
not the club call, I know that much.
It's not the club call, okay. I'll
I
check
saw
that
that
out too,
too.
because I'm gonna try to make an effort this year to try to see if we can get all the area clubs, if we can try to make contact with everybody and get them. Yeah, I'll put all of them into Ham Alert and see where you guys are popping up on frequency. If you pop up on there, then we can kind of try to zero in on everybody and get a contact.
I don't know that we're gonna be connected to the internet.
Yeah, somebody may spot you though, you may
Yeah,
get spotted,
right.
so that's, it's like I said, it's a shot in the dark, especially on field day with everything, everything's crammed together, right, from on frequency, so we'll see what happens, see if we run into anybody. They'll have to be some of the higher bands probably at night, but are you guys operating all the way through, or are they kicking you out at a certain point?
No, we'll be there.
Will you? Okay.
Somebody will be there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they allowed that or not, so I guess there is a campground there too.
Yeah, I think they locked the gate, but there's a code if you want to leave and come back.
Gotcha, okay. All right, well, anything else we cover on that? Move on to Jason's part, all right?
Jason doesn't have a whole lot. Only thing that's changed since the last meeting, I took $20 from Dave, K1TXO, and we voted him in and got his full membership set. Deposited that $20. I had quite a bit of cash on hand, so I took $80 out of that cash pile, deposited that to the bank. So that made our $100 deposit last month and puts us now $3,038.83.
All right.
And you did you have the license change?
I
Adding day?
No, I didn't get that one.
So now you're at 12 general, 17 extras.
Oh, yeah, I did. Wait,
6
yeah,
tax.
I think I do have that. Yeah, maybe not. Thought I did.
Yeah,
there we go.
There you go.
Yep.
And that puts us at 35.
What's the full number now?
35.
35.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's a long way, huh?
I know.
And that's all I got.
There's the breakdown. Is Jason's, and he mentioned this last month, but we've been trying to keep a tally as far as ARRL members who was and wasn't, and
that's why I handed a bunch of you that I didn't
yeah,
have the
he
answer
was
for.
hounding a few people because he didn't know.
I got answers from everyone but one, so
Okay.
there's still one hanging out.
Yep, but that helps us if we ever need to work with ARRL on anything.
Oh, you are? Okay, I'll change you.
Okay.
Okay, so that helps us if we ever need, sometimes the ARRL will ask if they're working with a club, if you know how many members are ARRL members, and so if we have that number on hand, that makes that a little easier than trying to chase it down later on if the case, whatever the case may be. So I've got the breakdown there by county if you're so interested in that, but I think
It's easier than what you're looking at down the bottom.
yeah, there's the breakdown by class. So anyway, that's still at 33. So I did not update that one.
Yeah, you're at 35 now.
Yeah, we're at 35 now. So all right, any old business we need to recover? Anything there? Okay. Well, in that case, any new business? Anything else we?
Just an announcement.
Yes.
There's a 6-meter net now, 50.140. Thursdays, actually, at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and obviously, we're not at it.
We're missing it.
But if you can get 6-meter, I sat in on it, Mr. Cody introduced me to it, and it's a good bunch of people on there. Really, I enjoyed that net quite a bit. 6-meter opening,
Who was it that was running that one?
Ken Collard.
Oh, yeah.
89 JLC.
Yeah, okay.
But that's Thursday at 8, 50.140.
Yeah, so, and 6-meter, if you haven't been on there lately, that thing has been, there were several days it was really, really open, and I've made several voice contacts. I kind of New York and trying to think what else, Minnesota. And I know there's a couple more, but I hit several states. It was, the pattern was just kind of a horseshoe from the East Coast down to, down to us, and then back up into Minnesota and Illinois and that direction. Just kind of went to the south of us and back up again, so.
I got friends on FTA, so.
Did you really? I got a few, I did get a few digital contacts as well, but yeah, it's been, I went a long time and hadn't had any 6-meter contacts at all, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it just opened wide, and was making quite a few, and was hearing quite a few stations. There were some stations that didn't hear me that I heard them really well, but part of it was pile up. I was probably getting drowned out by some of the bigger stations in there, but yeah, it's been open, so that's a good one. I did write that down the other night after the net. It was announced on the net too, so I did throw that in. So.
Yeah, the first week of the net, I was in that, but I'd missed last week.
Mm-hmm.
The first contact was Connecticut. came into Kent.
Yeah, I was watching, what I ended up doing before I switched over to VoIP, or over the phone, I ran some FT8 just so I could see what stations were hearing me, and that's where I said that horseshoe shape was just from where I was at, it was just going down and up and over to the east and the northeast and northwest, so.
That's probably just showing your
It is.
distance, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, there was a definite lull to the south and the north, but off to the sides, they were hearing me really well, or were hearing me, so. But kind of gave me an idea of what was happening, because it just blew up with the spots that were coming in all over the place, so I knew it was pretty wide open, so I switched over to voice, and that's when I started hearing those stations up New York and Minnesota. So, okay, we have anything else tonight? Yes,
Do we have a banner?
we do have a banner. I have the banner. Yep.
Do we have a pop-up?
We do not. The airport has one. At least the day we were up there, there was one sitting there inside the.
I'm not thinking about necessarily field day this year, but
Well,
going
we had
forward.
talked about it last year, possibly investing in one as a club with the logos and stuff. It's $1,000.
Well, I have a canopy
Yeah,
that's 10 by 10,
yep,
and if you get the banners that hang off of those,
yeah.
it's a fraction of the price.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah,
As opposed to having the custom.
yeah, we've got a double-sided banner, so one side, I can't remember what it says now, one has just, it says emergency communications. So if we're set up for some kind of an emergency, we can have that one set up, or we can flip it around, and it's got, I think, the repeater frequencies and something else on it, so. Yeah, it's I've got it, it's sitting in a box, I've got a whole tote with most of that stuff, and I may have one of you two swing by, I may just throw it on the trailer if you can. Are you gonna have your trailer, are you bringing a trailer up with stuff on it, or just?
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you wanna stop by the house, I can load the trailer up in the morning before I head to work, if you wanna grab it and drag it up
Okay,
there.
sure.
That way you guys have all the station stuff, all that other stuff's ready to go. Then I'm gonna try to rush through work as quick as I can, and get through 3 counties as quick as I can to get up there hopefully before things start, so. But that way you'll at least have the banner, and I'll have some brochures made up. I'm gonna update the brochures from what I had last year, and so have those there. I'll have all that stuff in it, so it'll all just be in one tote, or I can just leave the tote out, and you can just throw it in the truck if you want to, or how, whichever way you need to go, because I'll just put my radio box there and stuff, just sit in front of the garage, or set it in the garage, and you can open the door and back up to it and grab it.
Okay.
Grab it and go, so whichever way you want to do it, so.
Worst comes to worst, I do have a pop-up on the square that we can borrow anytime.
Oh, okay.
That has no,
I was-
that has no writing or anything on it.
I was
just like
thinking, I'm
James.
sitting here fiddling with this thing, don't break it. I was thinking if we wanted to take those pop-ups and set them right in front of the hangar door too, that would block some of the sun, because we're gonna be facing the west, so.
If you can get them moored down
Yeah.
Yes.
on the tarmac.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Because again, if that catches prop wash.
yep. I've got a couple of concrete
Especially
blocks we can
between
anchor
these and
to if we need to.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to
Yeah.
get tied down pretty good.
I would think that hopefully if somebody come in there and saw that, they wouldn't get that close to us, but
But
I
you
wouldn't
never,
worry.
when they come in off the runway.
Yeah.
If there's that hangar, if you're looking out the
Yeah.
hangar door towards the runway,
To the left.
there's a hangar over on the left.
Yep.
It was rented out.
Yep.
And so they may need to come in through that way.
yeah,
That's really the only
Yeah.
place.
I sent you the extended forecast. I'd be more worried about the possibility of weather than I would prop wash.
yeah.
Everybody just needs to do their no rain dance.
You might need it.
Yeah.
Especially
It's-
for that morning
it's-
and mid-afternoon.
It's field, what was the quote that I heard? It's field day, so you can guarantee the temperature's gonna be somewhere between 40 and 90. And,
Oh, it's so hot last year.
and either pouring down rain, or it's gonna be just bone dry and hot. So, yeah, we'll fall into there somewhere, but, but yeah, so that's just part of the fun, I guess, why we do it, so. But like we said, we want everybody to show up. We're gonna have food, we're gonna have drinks, we're gonna have, be out there having fun. There was a lot of guys that showed up last year. They just pulled up a chair and just kind of sat there and had a good time just watching all of us operate. And if you want to get on the air, just come up and kick one of us in the rear end and tell us to get out of there. Nobody's gonna be offended. There's plenty to share. There's a lot of hours in the 24-hour period there for all of us to be able to do it. So if you want to hop on the air and run an hour or 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, that's fine. Just, just come on up and join the fun and have a burger, have a hot dog and some chips and water or some lemonade. I'm looking forward to the lemonade, so.
Are the scouts coming this year?
I don't believe so. No, that was, Rick had those two boys last year that were trying to get their merit badges, and so part of that was, Rick Emmerich was up there with EMA, so they were having a talk with Rick, and I forget, it wasn't a radio merit badge they were going for, it was,
Yeah, the radio badge was a bonus. They were going for.
That's right.
They needed Rick for a class or something.
Yeah.
That he had to teach a short class with him for something to get some badge. But then at the same time, they did the radio thing and knocked that out at the same time and got 2 badges in one day.
Yeah, so, that was just one of those things, they were trying to get those badges and they ended up knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone with that. So, I don't think that we're like that happening this year, but, if it does, great, that's part of it, so.
Well, back to go, sorry, I didn't mean to belabor.
No, you're good.
Belabor field day, but to that point, if we don't have a go-to station, and then, and somebody shows up, like a scout wanting to get a badge or whatever. What do?
They can still use any radio.
Anytime, any unlicensed person can use the station as long as there's a control operator there.
Yep.
So don't worry about it.
So we don't have to, I knew that from as just an operator, but I didn't know for field day.
Oh, yeah, same way.
Or if you have a spare rig, hook it up and call it the go-to station.
Yeah. Have them operate off your call sign, as long as it's different from the KB90HY, 5 points per contact. So, and like I said, each one of those stations will have the book, so they can just read, basically read it right there. There's what they need to say for the exchange if they want to listen and kind of get a feel for it. And that's the other thing. If you're operating, just kind of, if you've not done this before, I think most of us have probably here in the room have operated field day. But if you haven't, if you're spinning the band, just kind of listen for the cadence of the person that's operating. You kind of, after they hit a couple of people, you'll kind of get an idea of how they're operating. So either they're dragging things out maybe a little slower because they're maybe either new to logging or you don't want to go in there and go KB90HY 3 Alpha Indiana and just be gone because it may be somebody new on the other side. So if you notice they're struggling a little bit, patience is key on that. But most of us I think have been through one before. So you'll meet the quick ones that are, pretty well in, out, and to the next one, and then some that it maybe takes a couple more, a little extra time to get through the QSO. So, but that's just part of it, part of the fun. Yes, sir.
Well, this is not related to field day, but last week my wife and I were on a 1,700-mile trip, which we stopped at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. And a little over a year ago, I gave a talk about NSS, the Navy submarine station, and we took a boat ride in Annapolis on the Severn River, and the boat went right past those 3 towers that I showed a picture of last year. Those towers have been retained. They're 600 feet, 3 self-supporting towers, and they were built right after World War I, or no, during World War I, the ones that remain. And there was, one of the things I mentioned last year, which is hard to imagine, was the 800-foot tower that was on an insulator. holding the umbrella antenna up that cracked. And you might remember we talked about,
They had to replace
the Navy had an option of what they were gonna do, take the whole thing down and start over again, or try to jack that tower up. Well, one of the things I learned, that tower, that 800-foot tower that held the umbrella at the high point, weighed as much as a cruiser. As much as a cruiser. And they jacked that thing up to put a new insulator underneath it. Anyway, the picture that I took from the boat, I didn't realize until I got home and looked at the picture that I had from NSS that I showed last year. It was almost identical. It was almost from the very same spot, with the Severn River shown in blue right up to the 3 towers on that peninsula.
Cool.
By the way, that they had 2 transmitters running a 0.5 megawatt on 19 kc, so people could hear it everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get close enough, you hear it in your feelings.
But that signal enabled them to talk to submerged subs 100 feet underwater around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a heck of a haul too, especially.
It's a little more than we operate with on field day.
Yeah, I know. Boy, you imagine having that. The neighbors would be mad at us, everybody would be mad at us that day. All right, guys.
Do you want to touch on Mother Nature changing your plans tonight, in case anyone's
Oh, yeah, well.
still working on something?
Yeah, when I put the email out today about the meeting, I didn't mention the antenna contest because I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. Depending on which app and which source you went to, which you'd think they all pull from the National Weather Service, but apparently they don't. We had anywhere from a 0% chance of rain to 40% chance between 7 and 8 o'clock, and I didn't want to risk it. Everybody having to haul all that stuff in and then not being able to do anything because it's pouring down rain. So we're gonna try it again next month and try to get that knocked out. And I know I had talked to Rick. Rick was gonna do a presentation next month as well. So I'll cover that off with him and make sure he's gonna be good to go with that. And then kind of let everybody know what's going on. So, Mike, I appreciate you calling me out on that, because Mike had tried to call me and email me, and luckily I saw the email before I saw the call, so that's why I shot the email back to you. And so, hopefully, by next month, we'll be able to knock that out. It was supposed to be a 3-month span, now we're getting closer to, what, 5? So, if you want to build an antenna from scratch, go ahead and do it, and we'll throw her in the contest with everybody else next month. So, but I appreciate everybody's patience on that. It's trying to get outside and do some measurements on an antenna in the rain's probably not going to work out very good on it, for anybody or the measurements. So, hopefully we'll get a window on that next month. So, we'll keep everybody posted. I was ready to go, but I had everything kind of ready to go. I misplaced the score sheets, but then I found the score sheets, so I'm like, all right, well, we're good to go, and then Mother Nature kicked in again. So, all right. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, second, third, fourth. There's a lot of hands there. All right. Well, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to come up. We'll try to answer them, get them answered for you. But I appreciate everybody coming in. So. We'll see you next week, hopefully. For those of you that can make it, for those of you that can't, we'll talk to you hopefully on the air.
Very grateful. How about you?
You gonna be able to come up?
We'll,
What?